Shabbat shalom, everybody.
Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom, congregation. Shabbat shalom. Nice. We are so honored to have everybody here for our congregation service, for Shabbat, celebrating Shabbat together, for being together, making new friends, and being able to hang out with the old ones as well. Now, first of all, confirmation students have already turned off their cell phones. We've already taken our selfie. So we invite you to turn your phones off as well. Please no photography during the service. We took some pictures before. Also, we are streaming our services. So welcome to those who are streaming into our services at this time, or you might be watching on the archives. Hi, Mom and Dad. I know you're watching later. But it's a baseball game. They're in Colorado too. Okay. Hopefully they didn't get rained out. But we're going to be catching all of the service there. So parents, I know some of you have asked, can we record their Torah reading and stuff? We will have it on the streaming. Octavio is amazing at that. And then we'll send out the link to that. Or you can visit the TBS webpage, tbsoc.com, click on the streaming site, and all of our services are archived there. So if you're ever wanting to see what we've done, or you want to see Rabbi Uri Reget's speech from last week, which was really awesome, we recommend you see it. So what is confirmation? What is this all about? Well, in our history, there was a time when we said, how silly, we're calling 13-year-olds young men and women, we're calling them adults. How crazy is that? So the Reform movement said, we like this idea of confirmation, but they're a little bit older. And for them, for our students, our young men and women, to stand before the congregation and to be confirming their Jewish identity. Now, of course, when we have a tradition, we never let it go. So we brought back Bar Mitzvah, and we kept confirmation. Think about it, it's great because it continues the learning, it continues the different steps in our children's lives, different milestones. So from the time that they were born with their naming or their bris, to when they became Bar and Bat Mitzvah, to today with confirmation, and to even the blessing of our graduates for having a sleep. Next year, that's right, you're next year. Okay, next year, we'll hold on for Bella. But to be able to bless, where's Jonas now? There he is. Jonas is here. And so be able to bless our graduates as well. So reaching all these wonderful milestones. Of course, then the wedding. Don't worry, not for a while. We'll get that one. It's okay. But it's wonderful to celebrate all of them. So tonight we celebrate on this weekend of Shavuot. Now this weekend of Shavuot is when we receive the Ten Commandments in the Torah. Bless you. When Moses comes down from Mount Sinai after hanging out there for 40 days and 40 nights and brings down Torah and the Ten Commandments. And so on this festival of Shavuot is this time for confirmation. So all over the country, in all the 4 congregations, we're all celebrating this great milestone. And we're going to be reading from the Torah in a while, the Ten Commandments. And just as we all stood at Sinai, so too will we be standing together when we hear the Ten Commandments read on this Shabbat as well. You will have, or you have in your booklets, or your little pamphlets, this booklet. There is inside here the translation of the Ten Commandments. So when our students are chanting that, you'll be able to follow along in English, but that's not for a little while. But what we need to do first is we need to warm up our voices. So, Andrew, how shall we do that?
We join together in this new hymn, and please sing along with us with a smile. Ya la 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 ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 la.
So Shabbat is always welcomed with light and with sweetness, and there is so much light that emanates from these amazing students that stand with us today. And there is so much sweetness and joy as well, especially in the words that they will speak tonight. Tonight, our focus is on identity and who they are. Some of our students on our retreat made masks during that time and talked about who are they. So there will be a prize later. If you can identify who this mask belongs to who. But I do invite you after the service to come and to look at the masks, especially as you will hear from their speeches later on about who they are and their identity, both inwardly and outwardly. So right now we celebrate Shabbat outwardly with the light of our candles. So we turn in our prayer books to page 2. Ladies, no, just about this. Light the lights there. And all right, are you ready? 1, 2, 3. As we turn to Kiddush on page 5, so we let's take the thank you, Clarissa. And we join together.
to his confirmation class of 2015 is, who are you and who am I? It's a very good question. Well, I can easily tell you that my name is Connor Zimmerman, and I was born on June 7, 1999. Our identity is established by three things. Our genetics, I'm 6'3" with long hair and blue eyes, and I wear a size 14 shoe. Please ask my mom how difficult it is to find size 14 shoes. Our identity is shaped by our community, from our neighborhood we live in, the school we go to, and communities around us every day. I live in Anaheim, I live in the same house I've been in my whole life. I think I would feel a great sense of loss if I moved anywhere else. I'm a sophomore at Orange High School in Orange and play baseball for them as a pitcher, and I get to pitch at the high school. And finally, our identity is formed by our Jewish self. At a really young age, I was a part of this wonderful Jewish family. I had two Jewish families, and the first one I started in the interim in TBS when I went through school. And then the religious school where it became my body stuff. And today I came here in confirmation. And then there's my own Jewish family at home. I left on my mom would make my special dinners on Friday nights, and we would light the Shabbat candles. My family attends five holiday services every year, and of course we light our Hanukkah candle before opening every present every night for 8 nights. My non-Jewish friends thought that was so cool. They said they wanted to be Jewish, but I never knew I should convert. After all these experiences, I thought we'd be able to easily answer who am I. But life continues to give me experiences that cause me to learn more about who I am. Things change. I changed. The government braces off after 2.5 years, and I'm just starting to get my driver's license. I continue to work hard, hopefully spending my life fulfilling my dream of being a professional baseball player. Life also throws me many challenges that is shaping our identity. When I was in 5th grade, I was a victim of being bullied, so much that it was a call to hate crime. While it was painful to go through, I discovered that I made me stronger in my identity as a Jew. There was one moment but those always convinced me that there was something wrong with me. My friends and family surrounded me with love and support, and I knew who I was then as I know who I am today. I'm Connor Zimmerman, 6'3", blonde hair, blue eyes, size 14 shoes, baseball playing, ready driving, worried about college, Jewish member of this foundation of society, and I don't have any left out of the world. Please turn to page 6. Let me start reading at near the door. May the door of this synagogue be wide enough to receive all who come here for love, and all who are ready for friendship. May it welcome all of the present, thanks to express close to nurture. May the door of this synagogue be wide enough to shut out the innocent heart and be May its threshold be no stumbling block to help understand. May it be too high to admit necessity, selfishness, and conscience. May the synagogue be for all who enter, the way to the richer.
We continue with Lechadodi on page 20.
Verse 5.
Kiva ore kumiori, uri shikaveri. Kibodora Niva Kanoti, Niva Kanda, Pene Shabbat Kamala, Mama Kanoti, Niva Kanda, Pene Shabbat Kamala.
Please rise as we turn and face the door, welcoming Shabbat to come in and join us. Verse 9.
Ovi Shalom Terepala, Gam Besika Besohola, Tov Emune Am Sekula, Ovi Kala, Ovi Kala, Pene Shabbat Kamala, Nana Kamati, Nikani Kakana, Pene Shabbat Kamala, Nana Kamati, Nikani Kakana, Pene Shabbat Kamala, Nana Kamati, Nikani Kakana, Pene Shabbat Kamala.
Right forward, Clarissa Sherman.
When people think of a Jew, they don't typically think of a Guatemalan with tan skin and dark brown hair. However, there is no typical Jew, because Jews aren't a specific group. A Jew is someone who shares the Jewish beliefs. Even though I don't typically go to services unless it's a holiday, I'm an active part of the Jewish religion and culture. When Rabbi first asked the question, "Who are you, and what is your Jewish identity?" it took me a while to respond. Honestly, I've never thought about my identity, let alone my Jewish one. I guess I describe myself as a caring and intelligent person who loves animals. However, I never fully realized that part of what made me who I am was because of my Jewish upbringing. For the first time, I realized that my Jewish upbringings have made an impact on how I view life. I have been faced with choices that I've had to make in my life, and I have noticed that I make them while looking through a Jewish lens. I'm influenced by Jewish values. The Jewish values that appeal most to me are Ve'ahavta L'recha Kamocha, love your neighbor as you love yourself, mitzvot, acts of loving kindness, and tikkun olam, repair the world. I believe the reason that I strive to help others is because I've been taught that these values are extremely important in making a difference in life and valuing life itself. Last year was an emotionally difficult year for me because one of my best friends thought that the world would be better off without me. The day he used to say that he called me. Luckily, I was able to show him that he was loved and that I will be there to repair him. At the time, even though I was struggling with my depression, I still made it a point to care for him. I made choices that I don't think I would have made without these Jewish values guiding me. I could easily put my problems before him after I talked to him about leaving. Instead of value, Ve'ahavta L'recha Kamocha. Love your neighbor as you love yourself, guiding me into choosing to do differently. I don't believe I'd be the same person standing up here today if it wasn't for my Jewish values guiding me through life. The values that I mentioned earlier have helped me to become a better person and have taught me to think for others. My Jewish identity and my dignity are one and the same. Without my Jewish identity, my regular identity wouldn't be the same as it is now.
Our personalities are constantly changing as our environment changes all around us, based on an infinite variety of factors, even if we don't notice it. We stress over jobs, create and end relationships, and expose ourselves to new people every day, all of which give us a new outlook onto life, and in turn shape our defining characteristics. However, everyone tends to keep certain fundamental elements under these superficial influences. These fundamental elements are what constitute our identity and make us unique. We as confirmants altogether have one thing in common, the defining part of us that makes us Jewish and therefore different from almost everyone we interact with in public and at school. I have attended the public school system for as long as I can remember, which makes me as a young adult stand out among my peers as the only one raised immersed in the Jewish community. My community gave me the Jewish lens that I use to observe other cultures and traditions in respect to my own. I look at my Catholic, Protestant, Buddhist, and Hindu peers who feel a connection to their religion and to their related communities, whom I can relate to as I feel the same way and make the same connection to my Jewish community. Through this, I can establish unique relationships with my peers based on my unique identity as a young Jewish adult. Ever since I was about 6 years old, I have enjoyed playing the piano and infusing a variety of music from classical to Baroque to romantic into my overall cultural identity. However, I have yet to hear any music similar to that of the Jewish setting. The sounds carried through history from ancient times have a certain ring to them that I form a personal connection to. And a few years ago, I was thrilled to hear that the cantor had invited me to play the piano in the tefillah band that plays Friday nights Shabbat services. Through this, I finally learned the songs I had heard throughout the years and was able to connect them to my fingers on the piano. The part of my identity composed of music practice and appreciation having a new connection to the Jewish part of my identity that stands as unique. If someone were to ask me, who are you, I would tell them that on the surface, I am constantly changing in response to various changes in my environment. These changes may affect me temporarily, but I know that they will never affect the deep-rooted characteristics I carried from my childhood. Fundamentally, I am socially, musically, and personally oriented, connecting each of these elements with the Jewish values and traditions that make me truly unique.
We continue with Chatzi Kaddish, page 26.
יתגדל ויתקדש שמי רבה.
Amen.
תלמוד יברח פירותי וימליך מלכותי. בחיי בוגי וחיי כל בית ישראל. בגלה ובזמן קריב ויגאו.
Amen. Ye'esh meraba b'hora,
לעולם ולעולם יתברך וישתבח יתברך ויגומר ויתנשא ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתהלל שמי בקדושה לעילמים וברכתה ושירתה תושמעתה ונחמתה דמים לעולם
Amen. Devin Karen. When being asked the question, what is your Jewish identity, I have first found it difficult to come up with an answer. That is not something you think about on a day-to-day basis where you're surrounded by people of different beliefs. It was particularly hard for me to come up with an answer based on having parents of different faiths. I had been exposed to both Judaism and Christianity until the age of 8, where I decided I wanted to fully dedicate myself to Judaism. The first few times I came to temple, I found it difficult to learn Hebrew because I had joined at least a year after everyone else. I was also behind in creating friendships that others had already developed. However, I did not let that stop me from attending retreats, Camp Shalom, services, and Sunday school. My Jewish identity was being created with every event I went to. I had always felt less Jewish than others because of my family history. After telling Rabbi this, she helped me realize that in fact, she believed that choosing Judaism made me more Jewish. The Torah states that God's relationship with his people remains unaffected regardless of their behavior. Whether a person does not go to services, keep kosher, or pray every day does not mean that they are any less Jewish. The morals that I have learned from being Jewish make me the person I am today. Through temple, I have learned that the world is bigger than me and the community that I live in. It is important to perform mitzvah, and helping others has become something that I am passionate about doing.
I hope that I'm always kind, respectful, and helpful to everyone I meet. People should never be ashamed to be Jewish. I know that I am proud of all the hardships the Jewish people have overcome. I find it very rewarding to be able to talk to others about my religion. We are all unique, and when faced with people who are disrespectful toward Judaism, we need to speak up. It is important to me to make a difference and hopefully leave lives.
My identity is something that is special because it's me and no one else, and no one can have it. It tells who I am and who I will be towards other people. As you can tell, I'm very tall and very strong. That is usually what you only see when you look at me. But with my class, they have seen that I'm a nice, kind, and gentle guy who doesn't like to hurt people, and that is just who I am. My identity is shaped by where I live. I live in Tustin, which is a good city with no real problems. The people are very nice and they care a lot about their community. There's my family who lives in this town and who protect me and I protect them. Even though I may not need her to, and it can get annoying at times. My mom protects me with everything, but I love her for it. Then there's my sister who has just finished her first year in college. She is a loving sister who bugs me and I bug her without even trying. And finally my dad, who is the one who's the most caring to me, even though he doesn't like to show it. He has cared for me even though he was sick and said, I don't need any help unless I ask for it. Yes, my family may drive me crazy, but we love each other just the same. Now about my Jewish life. I may not follow some things like other Jewish people. I do not think of myself as being religious. For me, there is another way to be Jewish, and that is to be cultural and a social Jew. I'd rather meet people in a fun situation rather than a class. To be honest, class breaks are the best time because we could share what we want with one another. It was good and that I got to be part of that, and later they became my friends. My identity, I believe, is something unique because I'm kind, loving, non-judgmental, and trusting, pacifist, and a good friend. But lastly, the one reason my identity is unique is because it's me. We continue on page 27. Teach me, O God, a blessing, a prayer on the mystery of a withered leaf, on ribbon, fruit so fair, on the freedom to see, to sense, to breathe, to know, to hope, to despair. Teach my lips a blessing of prayer. Each morning and night you renew your days. Bless my way, on before. Bless routine, set my ways.
We rise now for Baruch Hu, page 28.
Am I awake? Am I prepared? Are you listening to my prayer? Can you hear my voice? Can you understand? Am I awake? Am I prepared? Ya la 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 la, ya la la la, ya la 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 la la. לעולם ועד, לעולם ועד. יא לה 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 לה, 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 יא לה 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 לה, יא לה 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 לה, יא לה לה ला ला, יא לה 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 ला ला, יא לה לה ला 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 ला ला, יא לה ला 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 ला, יא ला ला
Okay, please turn to page 31. This is an hour of change. Within it we stand, uncertain of the border of life. Shall we draw back or cross over? Where shall our hearts turn? Shall we draw back, my brother, my sister, or cross over? This is the hour of change, and within it we stand quietly, on the border of life. What lies before us? Shall we draw back, my brother, my sister, or cross over? Baruch atah Adonai, Elohim Adonai.
Ahavat olam ve'et Yisrael Torah u'mitzvot Ukim u'mishpatim Otanu limadetam Otanu limadetam Akin Adonai Eloheinu v'shomenu V'menu nasiach b'chukecha ונשמח בדברי תורתך ומצוותיך לעולם ועד. כי הם חיינו והולך ימינו ומהם לגיהינום בלילה Genom Amalala Yamatcha Al-Tasir Inenu Le'olamim Baruch atah Adonai Ohev Amo Yisrael Shema Yisrael Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Le'olam
Please be seated. Continue chanting V'ahavta, page 36.
Ve'ahavta
Ushartam leho, Tayateka,
A share one safety and health, never cease crying. Elohi Elohim, Ani Adonai Elohim, Adonai Elohim.
Cheer practice at 3. Study for honors pre-calculus test tomorrow. Babysitting at 5, but leave at 4:30 so you have time to get there. AP exam is in a month, so better start studying now. Bake cookies for football players because that's part of being a cheerleader apparently. Don't forget to fill their locker room with balloons and streamers before the big game. Never mind, they lost the last game we did that, so we're not allowed to spend our time and money decorating for them. Makes sense. Honors British Literature quiz on Macbeth sometime this week, so better study every night. Try to ignore the never-ending stream of judgmental comments that fill your phone in the form of group chats. Find time to run. Remind the teacher you were at a religious retreat for the quiz she gave you a 0 on, but try not to be too annoying. Don't get sick, you can't afford to miss another day of chemistry. Change your entire schedule for the last-minute cheer competition because you didn't place first at the last one. Guess you're not going on the NIFT retreat your parents already paid the deposit for that weekend. Don't miss cheer events for Jewish retreats. You already missed all summer for Jew camp, which was totally fine, but you know. Don't waste your potential becoming something like a makeup artist, otherwise why are you taking all these insane classes? Remind people to join the Temple Youth Group. I promise it's fun, but we can't actually do anything unless you help or show up. Remind people that just because you're the rabbi's daughter doesn't mean you have to be perfect. Remind yourself no one is perfect and to try to give yourself a break every once in a while. After you finish your Spanish homework the teacher didn't put online until 9 p.m. and make a batch of brownies for next week's game. I didn't choose this identity. It's what makes me the person I am, and I'm okay with that. Yes, it's a lot of work being me, but it's also a lot being Clarissa or Daniel or Connor or Claire or any one of us up here. We just need to take a moment every now and then to make sure we aren't conforming to society's idea of what we should be, but rather conforming society's idea itself to fit our standards of who we want to be. The definition of identity is the condition of being oneself and not another. This means being unique in your own way. During the 16 years of my life, I have shaped myself into the person who is standing before you. I have not blended into what society wants me to be. I believe that doing so would be going against my identity. At school, I constantly see people trying too hard to be like everyone else, but they don't even know who they are. They lose sight of their potential and the person they can be if they embrace their inner self. They have done this to simply fit in, to not stand out. I feel sorry for these people. They find it so impossible to fit in if they are themselves that they have to pretend to be someone else. Why wouldn't you want to be you? Why wouldn't you want to show people the real you? Are you scared? Do you think they won't accept you? Well, that's their loss. Identity is a key trait in everyone that they need to embrace. If they don't, the world would be full of robots all being the same person as the next. Think about the Nazis during World War II. The German people had to be raised since the day they were born to be a Nazi. They didn't have a choice to have their own unique identity. We have a choice. As Jewish teens, we need to step up and show our personal identity. The fact that we are Jews means that our identity must include some aspect of Judaism. If it doesn't, then the Jewish teens of the world wouldn't want to be involved in their Jewish heritage. We need to inspire other Jewish teens with our enthusiasm for Judaism to get involved in a Jewish life. Just showing our pride in being a Jew could give other Jewish teens the motivation to want to get involved and embrace their Jewish identity. And who knows, maybe it would inspire kids in general to want to embrace their own identity. Please turn to page 39. In a world torn by violence and pain, a world far from wholeness and peace, give us the courage to stay, Adonai. There is one God in heaven and earth. The high heavens declare your glory. May earth reveal your justice and love. From bondage in Egypt we were delivered. At Sinai we bound ourselves to your way. Inspired by prophets and instructed by sages, time and again we overcame oppressive forces. Though our failings are many and our faults are great, it has been our glory to bear witness to our God, keeping alive in dark ages your vision of a world redeemed.
Let us continue to work for the day when the nations will be one and at peace. Then shall we rejoice as Israel did, singing on the shores of the sea.
Yan la 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 yan la 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 yan la 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 yan la la la. Mi kamo kabae ni madonai mi kamo tane na matode. Lorate hilo to se bene, lorate hilo to se bene. Malechut hara umaneha, okei ayam mipnei Moshe Miriam, ze Elianu ve'amru, ze Elianu ve'amru. Adonai lo le'olam va'ed. Adonai lo le'olam va'ed. Ya la 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 ya la 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 ya la 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 la. La 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 ya la 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 ya la 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 la.
Who am I? I ask myself again and again, trying to figure out something to say. Rather than just stating the obvious what you can see, I'm caring and sarcastic. But let me tell you, I'd be there for you no matter what. Let's not forget the never-ending responsibilities that shape me and you. When I say never-ending, I mean it. Go to school, go to practice, do my homework, read books to stand the rain, keep myself updated on world events, learn who this musician is, this author, this scientist, finish layouts, take pictures, keep my eyes out for great stories and events that we can share. And above all, make sure to relax. No one says that being an editor for a magazine and yearbook, AP student, and athlete is ever easy. But I mean, come on, this is what I wanted, and there's no part of me that wants to back down. The motivation to strive for the best comes from the experience I have been through starting at a young age. When I was younger, I would go to Jewish day camp at Gandhi, preschool and years of religious school, which no doubt showed me how to be a caring and independent. Being Jewish always gave me a little bit of sparkle that no one else had at school. While I was growing up, and only a handful of people now have at school. And it is awesome to be a part of a club per se, and having all these amazing people I get to share my life with. And all the memories and laughs, the learning I had, and the time to experience it. I don't think that I would be close to the person I am today without my Jewish identity. Always being there and never hiding in the corner. Never being put down for what I believe in because I'm pretty strong-headed. So I make sure people don't make the same mistakes again. My identity is something that's so unique to me and as it is to every single person. Biologically, my looks and frame are what others and I see on the outside. But it's what and who's around me that shaped me into who I choose to recognize myself with. Like my brothers and parents who are the wildest, most caring plastic characters I could be blessed with. And my friends who I couldn't make it through the long days without. I would say that most of who I am comes from the determination to challenge and better myself and the experiences I had growing up with my Jewish community, which has and will continue to have a massive impact on me in the way I think, the subjects and things I take an interest in.
When it comes to my own self-identity, I feel like I live two different lives with two different versions of me. In my secular life, I'm a workaholic who loves the performing arts. At my school, I'm a dependable straight-A student with honors in AP classes and a 4.5 GPA. I'm also a member of my school's Academy of the Arts. I'm what's known as a triple threat performer because I'm taking 4 years of theater, 4 years of choir, and 4 years of dance along with AP music theory and IB music. I've participated in numerous theater festivals, choral festivals, and honor choirs. I'm a very opportunistic person, as you can see, taking advantage of every program at my fingertips because I know it will make me a better person, performer, and student. Do I get a lot of sleep or free time? Definitely not. Do I think this is absolutely worth it? I love to learn, and that makes all the difference. In my Jewish life, I have much more introspective identity as opposed to my secular life. I've always felt like I've had a very personal relationship with God. In one confirmation class that was very meaningful to me this year, we discussed how we see and interact with God. After making some scratch marks on the form, I ended up with my answer. To me, God is my partner in creation. I had a strong, positive reaction to that answer, and it reaffirmed that personal connection. I expressed my personal connection with God through personal monologues during prayer time, reflecting on the status of my life, and if I'm lucky, I also get to do this during other times when I'm in a meditative trance, like yoga. Even with the differences between my secular and Jewish life, without either, I wouldn't be my whole self. And we continue on page 43. Let there be love and understanding among us. Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storms. Adonai, help us to walk with good companions, to live with hope in our hearts and eternity in our thoughts, that we may lie down in peace and rise up waiting to do your will. Baruch atah Adonai, hapurei sukkot shalom aleinu, ve'al kol amo Yisrael, ve'al Yerushalayim.
My Jewish identity is different depending on where I am, whether I'm at school or at home or at the temple. At temple, being Jewish is normal as ever because everybody is Jewish. At temple, my Jewish identity shows itself more as I feel relaxed about my Jewish identity because nobody has any questions about what being Jewish is like. For example, why are you Jewish? Why are you wearing those little hats? And etc. Not that I don't mind the questions, but they sometimes start to get annoying. Those annoyances don't happen at temple, which makes temple feel so holy and happy. It makes me even more proud of being part of the Jewish people. At home, being Jewish is normal too. I know I am Jewish, and nothing feels strange or different to me. Not like at school. It is very strange to be one or two out of 2,000 kids that are Jewish. It feels good to be different, but sometimes I like to keep it to myself, so I don't create too much attention, mostly because of the annoying questions people ask. I still fast at school on Yom Kippur, and I have no bread for Passover. The school lunch isn't that good anyway, so I'm not missing out on anything special. Being Jewish is something I am always proud of. I'm glad and proud there are people who were able to survive through so many hardships. And how we overcame them makes me be proud that I am Jewish. I enjoy being Jewish because it involves lots of delicious food that I'm too picky to try, and how I got to pick up picked up in the chair at my bar mitzvah, and I almost fell out of it. But besides all that, being Jewish I think is a blessing itself, and my identity of being Jewish shows it all. Amen.
As we continue with Yismachil, page 44.
Yismechu v'malechotecha Shomrei, Shomrei, Shomrei Shabbat v'korei Kodei Shabbat Yismechu v'malechotecha Shomrei, Shomrei, Shomrei Shabbat v'korei Kodei Shabbat Mekadoshim Shvi Shabbat Kulam Yismehu V'yitangu Nitu V'Shabbat Yismehu V'malechotecha Shomrei, Shomrei, Shomrei Shabbat v'korei Kodei Shabbat Yismechu v'malechotecha לבוא, רצית בו וקידשתו שבת, חמדת ימים, מוצאו קראת השבת, ישמחו ומלכותך, שומרי שבת וקורא עונש שבת, ישמחו ומלכותך, שומרי שבת וקורא עונש שבת. זכר מעשה בראשית שבת, זכר מעשה בראשית שבת, ישמחו ומלכותך, שומרי שבת וקורא עונש שבת, ישמחו ומלכותך, שומרי שבת וקורא עונש שבת.
As we turn to page 46 and we rise for Amidah.
Adonai Sfatai Tifta, Adonai Sfatai Tifta, Ufi Yadi Tehilatecha, Ufi Yadi Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu Elohei Avotenu v'Imotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hanadol, Hagibor Hanora, El Elyon, Gomer Chasadim Tovim, Lemonei Avot, Lezocher Chasdei Avot Le'imahot, U'mevi Mulam Livnei B'neihem, Le'ma'an Shemo Be'ahava, Melech Ozer U'Moshia U'Magin, Baruch atah Adonai Magin Avraham Ezra Sarah, Atah Gibor Le'olam Adonai, Mechayecha kol haTorah v'Moshia, Mori atah, Mechakel chayim b'chesed, Mechayecha kol berachamim rabim, Somer noflim rofer olim, Umatir asurim, Umekayem emunato, Mishevei afar, Michamot chava v'gvurot, Umidom elav, Melech menit umechayeh, Umatzliach Yeshua, V'nehemar ha'tzalot ha'kol, Baruch atah Adonai Mechayeh ha'kol. Atah kadosh v'shimcha kadosh, U'kedoshim b'chol yom yehallelu chasedah, Baruch atah Adonai ha'el ha'kadosh.
Please be seated. Yay.
Please turn to page 55. To serve us, Adonai, grant us from our Make us dissatisfied with the peace of ignorance, the quiet food which arises from the shining of the Lord, the bitterness and the fog, physical and spiritual opinions. Sharpen us, reminding us of false shabbat, which gives us the illusion of satisfaction in the world of war and hatred. Make us, O God, and shake us from the sweet and sad tendencies gathered by half-forgotten melodies and rubric prayers of past years. Make us know that the border of the sanctuary is not the border of living, and the walls of your temples are not shelters for the wings of truth, justice, and equality. Preserve us, O God, and protect us. Let not your Shabbat be a day of torpor and slumber, but it be a time to be stirred and stirred into action.
Sundays, following confirmation class, I go to the Tustin Sports Bar as a soccer buddy, assisting and playing beside developmentally disabled kids and adolescents in a soccer team. These kids, from different backgrounds, different upbringings, and having different disabilities, all have one thing in common. On the sidelines, supportive and enthusiastic parents cheering for their kids, regardless of the score or how their kids do. Oftentimes, following the couple of hours I spend on the field, I come home exhausted. Although working with the kids is rewarding, I can't imagine what kind of team these parents have. I realize that although 2 hours may seem like a long time for me, this may be the only opportunity in the week for these parents to decompress and relax a bit. Nevertheless, they still smile and cheer for their kids, granting them an amazing opportunity to play sports even with a disability. Which poses the question, what makes them different from you and I? Is it luck, science, or lack of luck? Maybe it's all of three. When I look around on the field, much like the children I am helping, the volunteers, like myself, come from different backgrounds, different schools, and different religions. Judaism teaches the ideas of charity and giving back, which play a role in my volunteering. But what are the other volunteers' motives? It may not be religious-based, but when I look out onto the field and see everybody playing together, I can't help but notice how similar we all are. Although everybody on that field may not have the same disability, not come from the same community, and not have the same intentions, we are all the same. We are all human, and we are all made in the image of God.
Continue with Shalom Raz on page 16.
Shalom Ra Yisrael Tasim Le'olam. Shalom Ra Yisrael Tasim Le'olam. Ki atahu melech adon Memor HaShalom. Ki atahu melech adon Memor HaShalom. Shalom Yisrael Tasim Le'olam. Shalom Yisrael Tasim Le'olam. Tov beinecha levarech et amcha Yisrael bechol עת ובכל שעה בשלומך. Shalom Yisrael Tasim Le'olam. Shalom Yisrael Tasim Le'olam. Tasim Le'olam. תקשיב לעולם.
I don't know why, but all of a sudden, as you guys went out there, I told you guys to go out there, I'm looking at you and I'm crying. And they're good tears. Oh, hang on. Okay. Because, so what we do on confirmation, as I mentioned earlier, it's time for us to say their Kriyat Torah, for the service of reading Torah. And why am I so emotional right now? Because I'm looking out at each and every one of you and realizing that in a second we're going to take up the Torah and we're going to give it to you, and then you're going to give it to each other. And you're going to hold on to this Torah and you're going to pass it down throughout the aisles. And it's like when you all became bar and bat mitzvah. We gave you the Torah and you marched through the congregation. And why do you do that? Because it belongs to you. It's yours. I promised you 3 years ago. I promised you 3 years ago that it belongs to you. This is your gift. And it continues to be your gift. And you have given us one of the most precious blessings, the precious gifts tonight too. Your words, your thoughts. And we're going to talk more about that in a few minutes. So why am I so emotional right now? Because you're still here. You still hold on to Torah. You still embrace it. And it's a part of you. And it's also a part of all of those who surround you too, who are here in this congregation, because they too have brought you to Torah. They brought you to Torah when you were born, when they gave you your Hebrew names. They brought you to Torah when you became bar and bat mitzvah, and they brought you to Torah when they had you come to confirmation, whether by twisting your arm. Yeah, I appreciate it. Thank you very much. But you know what? I don't think it was always twisting your arms, because you all wanted to be here too. I saw that. I know, Adam. I know you like to be able to get together and be able during the breaks to hang out with each other, of course, because that's all a part of it, is hanging out with each other. So these tears, they are tears of joy because you are here. And we give you the gift of Torah once again, and always hold on to it. So we turn to our Torah service to page 246, because we also stand at Sinai on this Erev of Shavuot. So we invite you all to please rise as we pass Torah from student to student, yad v'yad.
Ki mitzion tetzeh Torah, Ki mitzion tetzeh Torah, u'devar Adonai miYerushalayim. Baruch shenatan Torah, Torah. Baruch shenatan Torah, Torah. Le'amo Yisrael b'kedushato. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu. Adonai Echad, Echad Eloheinu, Gadol Adonenu, Gadol Shemo. Lecha Adonai Hagedula Ve'Hagevura Ve'Hatiferet Ve'Hanetzach Ve'Hahod. Gibor b'shamayim u'ba'aretz, Gibor b'shamayim u'ba'aretz. Adonai Ha'amam Ve'amid na'aseh koderosh, asdosha devarim, asdosha devarim, asdosha devarim, haolam omer, asdosha devarim, asdosha devarim, asdosha devarim, haolam omer. Al HaTorah ve'al ha'avodah ve'al gemilut chasadim. Al HaTorah ve'al ha'avodah ve'al gemilut chasadim.
And please remain standing. So, Clarissa and Robbie and Jacob and Devin will be our Torah leaders. And so, but we had you all standing because as I mentioned earlier, we all stood at Sinai. Yeah, definitely. Feel free in the back. If you want to come forward, it's okay. Come forward. Good. We all stood at Sinai when we received Torah. We were all there. Even though we might not have been born at the time, all of our souls were there. And we stood at Sinai. So too, do we stand there once again? I remember you. I think you were about the fourth row over to my left, right? Yeah. Exactly. We are absolutely here also with the 6 million and all of those who have perished, whose lives were so tragically ended before their time was up. They are here with us as well. Every generation stands with us. And so, our confirmation class, we call all of you for our Aliyah the Torah, for blessings of Torah, as you join together. I have a page, but you all know it. Yahoo! Confirmation class. Aliyah the Torah.
teach Mahavir, Lahem, Velo, Sa'otim, He, Adonai, Adonai, Elohecha, Elkanah, Avo, Avo, Avani, Asherishim, Ve'aviveim, Lesonai, Le'osei Hasek, La'alafim, Le'ohavai, U'shomerei, Mitzvotai, Lo, Tisa, Et Shem Adonai, Elohecha, Lashav, Ki, Lo, Yinacheh, Adonai, Asher Yisrael, Et Shemo, Lashav. Zachor, et Yom HaShabbat lekodsho, she'eshet yamim ba'avot, ba'asita kol melachecha, ba'yom hashvi'i Shabbat l'Adonai Elohecha, lo ta'aseh kol melacha, Ata, Uvincha, Uvitecha, Avdecha, Ta'amtecha, Utemtecha, Zakecha, Asher Yisraelecha, Ki, Sheshet Yamim, Asa Adonai, Et HaShamayim ve'et ha'aretz, Et hayam ve'et kol asher ba'am, v'yanach b'yom hashvi'i al kain. Berach Adonai et yom hashabbat v'yikadeshehu.
Aven et Aviva ve'eti echad ve'ma'an yaritu yamecha al hadamah asher Adonai Elohecha notei ba'ah lo tirsa lo tamah lo tino lo tameh Yachad Yisrael Lo Tachmod Echad Lo Tachmod Eshet Echad Ve'ado Ve'amato V'shor Ve'hamo Ve'kol Asher Ve'echad
Asher No, you don't need anything. You don't need, no, you guys stay here. If you guys, no, Cameron, come back. You know me, I like to change things up. So here's what I need you, I need packets. Hey, you can leave your shoes off, it's okay. Moses said remove your shoes before you scoot inside. You're good. You guys move closer. Okay, come please pass your closer. I need you guys around them. Tim, if you'll come over on this side of here, because we're going to do something a little bit different. All right, so, so, Tim, you'll take this side right here. Okay, great. And then go. Okay. Heather, where are you? Come over here, Heather. Come stand up here and hold right here. Perfect. Keep going. There you go. You got it. Cool. All right. Perfect. Sit. Go here and hold right there. Perfect. Beautiful. Come a little bit towards this way. Thank you. Sit right here. Nope. You got it. You got it. Come this way a little bit, Ted. Nope, just like that. Perfect. That's good. There you go. Perfect right here. Boom. Awesome. All right. There you go. Beautiful. Oh, perfect. No, get ready to yeah. You come. You only come here. Come, take a quick step. There's a phone out. Yes, go for it. All right. So, I know. It's a fact. So why am I doing this? Why did I just get inspired to do this? Because of what you all said earlier. It doesn't. Absolutely. In fact, take a second. All of you, turn around and look at the Torah behind you. Here. Okay? Lauren, do you see where you're standing? Do you see those words right there? Do you have any idea what you're looking at right now? Guess what? Thank you. She said Hebrew. God's blessing. Mi Aloha. That's the song of the sea. There is a miracle in the song of the sea. Okay? The fact that God went ahead and split the sea so the Israelites could walk on dry land. We have the Ten Commandments. We have all these beautiful words. Guys, this is yours. Not only did you hold it in your arms today, if you would like to take it home and then bring it back later on, yes. But this is yours. These words, they belong to you. The stories, they belong to you. When you spoke about tonight on this Shabbat, you talked about your identity. You spoke about who you are as Jews. You spoke about the challenges that you have of balancing yourselves both in your day-to-day life and also your Jewish identity. You spoke about how sometimes you see yourselves more as secular, cultural, eating Jews, especially my big guys. But how do you think you got to 14 size 14 shoes? There you go. So, but I need you to understand something. It isn't only about who you are and how you identify yourselves. It is also the actions that you take. It is what you do with it. It is what you do with these words of Torah. It is what you do with being Jews. It is not enough for you to say, I am a Jew. It's also what you do, your actions, and how you live your life. When we received Torah, we said we will do and we will understand. The first thing that we as a people said was we will do. We'll do the actions. We will go, we will be active, we will participate, we will be part of the community, we will follow these books, we will observe the holidays, we will do the actions. The second part was, and we will understand. also my blessing to each and every one of you, who I have known almost all of you since that baby room. And some of you a few years after that too. You have been a part of our lives, even before you were born, because our souls have been intertwined together. You are the future. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the future of our Jewish people. And I can surely say it looks pretty darn good, because you are our future. You are our blessings. And I ask you, please, Na'aseh v'nishma, may you always do. And then also, may you always understand, may you always challenge, may you always wrestle with all of his words. Learn, grow, eat, and act. That is our lesson. And the words that are also in this Torah, they are the blessings that we share as a people, that we bestow upon you, that you should carry them with you. And someday, God willing, you will pass on to the next generation, because we need you to pass it on to the next generation. May God bless you and watch over you. May God's light shine on you, in you, and through you. May God be gracious to you. May each and every one of you, Kristen, Zach, Lauren, Jacob, Clarissa, Daniel, and Claire, Connor, Devin, and Adam. May you always feel God's presence with you. May God bestow upon you a life that is filled with happiness and with shalom, with peace. And let us say, Amen. I invite everyone to please rise now as we join together in Eight Chaim, as we return the Torah to the ark. The congregation has to go step away from the school and stand there and then roll it up together. Shalom, shalom, shalom. Peace and light, and then we'll pass to make it all the things the quarters are. Happy is the tree of life. And we'll pass to it all the things the quarters are. Happy. Shalom, shalom. Shalom, shalom. Shalom, shalom. Shalom, shalom. Chaim Milah Ha'azim Milah It is my pleasure to call forward for some presentations to our confirmation class. First of all, I have to say I couldn't have done it without all of the amazing parents of our confirmation class. Thank you guys so very, very much for helping us on this beautiful evening of Shabbat to making this a reality. It was definitely team effort, so thank you very, very much. I'd like to invite forward presenting a gift from the parents, Stacy Wilcox, from our sisterhood, Sarah Schweitz, our brotherhood, Jack Holmes, from our congregation, Lynn Matasser, the president of our congregation, and finally from a gift from the confirmation class to the congregation, Susan Sherman. You'll all come on up and join us.
And also Shannon McGrady Bain for a special gift, very appropriate for our Shavuot, for we brought forward the first fruits of our harvest. So, if you all would like to share, Sarah, why don't you go ahead and
Shabbat Shalom and Mazel Tov. And I represent the Temple Beth Shalom Sisterhood, and we have a present for our confirmants. Yes, we have a car mezuzah on your children get their driver's license.
some of them have.
Okay, then you can use the car mezuzah in good health and drive safely.
Thank you.
Shabbat Shalom, Mazel Tov to all of our young adults, their family, and friends on the completion of confirmation. The Brotherhood is proud of all of you for keeping your commitment to confirmation. To commemorate your achievement, the Brotherhood presents you with a copy of Journeys to Jewish Life. It's a wonderful book with many insights on continuing your journey to Judaism. Mazel Tov.
Please do. Feel free.
Shabbat Shalom. And thank you for that inspirational Shabbat service. Congratulations to our compliment. We are so proud that you continued your Jewish education and solidified your Jewish faith. We are proud you have taken the journey for lifelong learning and commitment to the Jewish community. As a thank you to the Temple Beth Shalom Religious School, the confirmation class of 2015 are honored to donate one iPad to the religious school. And this is one gift that they're collecting for the religious school to enhance the learning of our other students. And the confirmation class showed true spirit of Judaism by not spending their celebration funds on flowers and a fancy party. The confirmation class of 2015 is donating a total of $600 $26.56 to Temple Def Shalom towards the purchase of the new Torah manual. Our confirmation class is proud to share in the legacy of our congregation. Thank you.
And finally, Stacy. Shabbat Shalom. So picking out presents from the parents of the kids was a little difficult, but Gloria and I decided, after much discussion, that the young men are getting lovely keychains with their initials engraved on them, and the girls are getting Alex and Ani bracelets with the tree of life. Yes. If you don't know what they are, they're probably all wearing them. So. No, girls are wearing them. So if I can have Jack and Lynn and Susan and Shannon, if all of you can help us in presenting. So I'm going to call forward our confirmation students one at a time. Tristan Afterman. Go ahead, now you can applaud. It's okay. And then you can go back. There you go. Say hello to everybody. All right. Zach Bain. And then you go back to say hello to everybody. Yes, just, yeah, there you go. Devin Kennedy. Trevor Flower. There you go. Oh, Zach. There you go. Claire Cohen. Dottie Cohen. Adam Curry. Jacob Kaufman. There you go. Daniel Schneider. Clarissa Sherman. Lauren Wilcox. Oh, I have your certificate too here, Lauren. There you go. And definitely last but not least, coming in 6'4", no braces, Connor Zimmerman. And because we love our teachers,
We're gonna make this fast. Okay. Everybody has the Shabbat evening bulletin. Please read through it. And inside, you'll have services for tomorrow, services for next week, and all the happenings going on at TBS. So please be sure to read through this, and Shabbat Shalom.
For the confirmation class, please rise. As confirmants, we confirm our commitment to our congregation and to our community, as well as to the teaching and ideals of our Jewish faith. In ancient days, when the temple stood in Jerusalem, our people made a pilgrimage to bring the fruits of their harvest as an offering to God for the bounty of the earth and for the gift of Torah. In this spirit, we bring our offering of the Jewish future. We confirmants stand here today as generations have done so before us and make this declaration. God says, turn to me and live. And we the people answer, all you have spoken we will do. God says, I make this covenant with you, but also with those who will come after you. And we the people answer, we will do and we will understand. God says, love one another as yourselves. And we the people answer, we are here, we are ready.
I'd like to invite forward for the parent blessing, Kathy Cohen.
Will the parents of the confirmants please rise? What joy and pride we feel today as we stand with you and share this day with you. The satisfaction of extraordinary accomplishment, the fulfillment of passionate, long-held objectives, the anticipation of well-known and unknown challenges. We have watched you develop values, character, sensitivity, and compassion. We will watch you teach, guide, support, comfort. You deserve the blessing, and we are blessed. The journey is only beginning. You can see it in your faces, hear it in your voices, feel it in your essence.
Although now I just had you be seated, I'm going to make you stand up again. Because it is time for Aleinu L'Shabeach, our closing prayers. We turn to page 282. Aleinu L'Shabeach Adon Lakol, Aten V'Dayan Separation, Shelo San V'Dayan Haratzot, V'lo Sapanu K'Mishpachot HaDamam, Shelo Sam K'Alkeinu Lahem, V'Gor Aleinu K'Kol HaMolam, V'Anachnu Orim, U'Mishtachavim U'modim, L'Ifnei Melech, Malkei HaMelachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, V'Ne'ema, V'Haya Adonai, V'Ne'echa Kol Haaretz, V'Yom Ha'hu, V'Yom Ha'hu, Yireh Adonai Echad, U'Shemo, U'Shemo, U'Shemo Echad. Our thoughts turn to those who are no longer with us, yet truly their memories, their stories, what they have taught us lives on within us through memory. We remember those who have recently departed from our lives: Judy Davies, Alma Ruth Grossberg, Caleb Pomerantz, Jeanette Silverman, and Clara Stern. We also remember those whose yard sites we recall on this Shabbat and during this coming week: Joseph Brown, Benjamin Klein, Harry Dubin, Jack A. Ellison, Rose Balbaum, Norman Frisch, Tessie Jaspin, Sophia Jeckman, Jack Kahn, William Lenson, Sidney Mailman, Harold Martin, Henry Pater, Edward W. Rhines, Bernard Rothsky, Marie Reutberg, Shira Rong, Rabbi Norbert L. Rosendahl, Gary Schaefer, Louis Swartz, Eva Zappel, and Vivian Shorman. If anyone here is in the period of mourning of Shiva, Shloshim, or Shana, or is observing a yard site of a loved one whose name I have not called, I invite you as I face in the direction of please share their names with us. For all of them and for all those who have given their lives al Kiddush Hashem for the sanctification of God's holy name. For all those who have known to say Kaddish for them, we join together Kaddish Yatom, page 294. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah,
Bialma digrafute bialikmapute. B'chayechon yomechon v'chayei d'chol Beit Yisrael. Baralau bizman karev v'imru. Amen. Yehi shmei rabba mevorach ve'elam elomei u'maya. Yitvarach v'ishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitramam v'yitnaseh. V'yitadar v'yitalel v'yitalal shmei k'v'shav v'richu. Leila min kol berchata v'shirata. Tush bechata v'nechemata. Damiram bi'alma v'yibru. Amen. Yehi shlam arav amin shemaya. V'chayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'yimru. Amen. Osei shalom v'roma. Hu ya'aseh shalom. Aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'yimru. Amen. May the source of peace send peace to all who mourn and comfort to all who are bereaved. Let us say together, Amen. We invite you to go ahead and close your prayer books. Put your arms around somebody next to you. You guys are very good. I know you love each other. It's good. As we join together with our closing song, go. Nobody's allowed to be alone. Move up. There you go. Exactly. Perfect. We join together with, sounds like I'll say shalom. Did I name it?
That's a good choice.
Yay.
Osei shalom imromam ya'aseh shalom aleinu ve'akol Yisrael ve'yimeru. Amen. Osei shalom bimromam hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu ve'akol Yisrael ve'yimeru. Amen. Osei shalom bimromam hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu ve'akol Yisrael ve'yimeru. Amen. Osei shalom bimromam hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu ve'akol Yisrael ve'yimeru. Amen.
Until you come to confirmation, kiddo. Blessed were you coming into this place of worship, and blessed may we be as we go forward to a life of peace, but also to a life of action. And let us say, Amen. Shabbat shalom, everyone.